Cubs fans. My Twins depression. The Minnesota Twins, in a day that will go down in franchise history as one of the saddest, oddest, disappointing, all sorts of adjectives that go on it. The Twins blew up their franchise yesterday. We're going to bitch about that all night long. This is Jason Salzman here. We are at Bob Sheldon Field, home of the Brookings Cubs, the amateur team here in B-Town, as we begin the playoff run tonight. This is the North Division Title Series, a best 2 out of 3 right here at Bob Sheldon Field. We're going to play 2 games tonight. If necessary, we'll play a third and deciding game tomorrow night right here at Bob Sheldon Field. The Baltic River Dogs get the 2 seed in the North Division. Our very own Brookings Cubs, the number 1 seed in the North Division. Winner of this series advances to the state tournament, which will begin next weekend. First weekend of the state tournament will be in Aberdeen. If you make it past Aberdeen, you're heading to Brandon for the second weekend of the state amateur Class A tournament. So that's what we have on stake, or at stake, tonight here at Bob Sheldon Field. Welcome to the Bears Den. It's going to be a fun one. It's a beautiful night. Finally, some of that humidity, finally some of that 80 and 90 degree temperatures that we've been seeing for the last couple weeks has left the area for the time being. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. I got some golf planned tomorrow. It's going to be fun to golf when it's only, 71 degrees out tomorrow. We do have some Canadian wildfire smoke in the air. It's not near as bad here as what it's in North Dakota or northern Minnesota, but we do have some haze in the air. Shouldn't be affecting us too much. I know in northern Minnesota there's a lot of pictures on Twitter, a lot of concern in northern Minnesota about the quality of the air up there, but we're not dealing with quite that much of a problem here. So it's going to be a little hazy. You can see that off in the distance in the on the screen there that you can see on YouTube. This is Jason Salzman. This is another Salz Media broadcast. It's going to be a fun one. Doubleheader tonight. 5:30 start for our first game, which is here just a couple minutes away. And then the second game will be about 30 minutes after that. So it's an 8 o'clock tentatively scheduled game time for Game 2. We'll see how Game 1 goes, but it's an 8 o'clock tentative basis. If we have to go to extra innings, we have to go to extra innings, and that'll be the deal. So we'll see how it goes here in Game 1. They are just finishing up their warm-ups on the field. You saw the Baltic River Dogs out there getting their final warm-ups in. The Brookings Cubs out in the right field area playing some catch out there, getting ready. We have umpires. I can see one. We're supposed to have 2. Perhaps that's the delay at the moment. I'm not real sure. But we are about 3 minutes away from a scheduled 5:30 start. A doubleheader between the Baltic River Dogs and our very own Brookings Cubs. First thing we want to do now moving forward is we got to thank our sponsors. Everything that we do here on Salz Media is brought to us by an exclusive presenter. Thank you to Bankstar Financial. With locations in Volga, Brookings, and Elkton, Bankstar provides big-time business with a small-town feel. Looking to finance a home, need a car loan. How's your retirement plan looking? Stop in today to chat with the local professionals. Bank on the bright side. Bankstar Financial, a proud sponsor of everything we do here on Salz Media, helping us out with the summertime Brookings Cubs season, and we are about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks away, I guess, from tonight. My regular play-by-play gig is with the Sioux Valley Cossacks, so their first football game is on the 22nd of August, 3 short weeks away. They'll start practicing next week. Volleyball gets back in action. It's going to be a lot of fun with the Sioux Valley Cossacks once again this school season. But we got to focus on the Cubs before we can do that. So, Brookings Cubs tonight. What I'm going to do right now is just kind of hand this over to our PA announcer. He's got some tunes rolling. We'll do that. We'll be back here with some starting lineups. We'll have a Star Spangled Banner here, and then we got to get into our starting lineups right here on Salz Media. I think we're waiting for an umpire officially. I see one of them hanging around the field here, but not the second. So Should be just a matter of minutes before we fire up here. The North Division Title Series winner of this series advances to the state Class A South Dakota Amateur Tournament. So that's what's on stake. Best 2 out of 3. 2 games tonight for sure. And we'll see if we have to play a deciding game tomorrow night right here at Bob Sheldon Field as well. I'm going to hand this over to the PA announcer, my partner in crime, AJ Aaron Jornby. And he'll be with you with the starting lineups, Star Spangled Banner, and then we'll be back with Brookings Cubs Baseball. Don't go anywhere. Cubs Baseball coming up next.
Good evening and welcome to the Bears Den Bob Sheldon Field for the North District Tournament for the Class A South Dakota Amateur Baseball Association. This best of two of three series between the Baltic River Dogs and the Brookings Cubs. Brookings will be the designated home team in Game 1 tonight. Baltic will be the designated home team in Game 2. Let's meet starting lineups for both teams. For Game 1, first for Baltic. Leading off and playing center field, number 88, Cale Swanson. Batting second, number 6, the catcher, Tristan Fitzsimmons. Batting third, the left fielder, number 22, Cooper Perry. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 29, Dalton Garbers. Batting fifth, first baseman, number 5, John Wilhelmsen. Batting sixth, number 30, the third baseman, Noah Hammond. Batting seventh, number 13, the right fielder, Carter Sorensen. Batting eighth, designated hitter, number 8, Bo Keith. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 6, Braxton Allen. Pitching for Baltic, number 21, Matt White. And now for the Brookings Cubs. Leading off and playing center field, number 0, Henry Hemrick. Batting second, the shortstop, number 29, Chase McDaniel. Batting third, number 15, the pitcher, Arlen Peters. Batting fourth, number 7, the right fielder, Miles Reese. Batting fifth at third base, number 22, Lincoln Fatsgar. Batting sixth, number 8, the first baseman, Justin Koppel. Batting seventh, doing the catcher, number 12, Noah Buss. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 4, Tucker Wookie. And batting ninth, number 3, second baseman, Jake Ammon. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise if able and pay respect to the flag, which is located in left field. Active duty or retired military who are not in uniform may salute. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
All right, Cubs fans, we are live from Bob Sheldon Field, a matchup for the North Division Title Series. Winner of this series goes to a state tournament. We're here with the Brookings Cubs. The Baltic River Dogs will visit. Starting lineups brought to us by Bell Brands, makers of the Mini Baby Bells, the snack cheese of champions. For the Baltic River Dogs, batting first, number 88, Cale Swanson. He'll be in center field. Batting second, number 6, Tristan Fitzsimmons. He'll be catching for the River Dogs. Batting third, number 22, Cooper Perry. He'll be in left field. Batting cleanup, number 29, Dalton Garbers. He'll be at shortstop. Batting fifth, number 5, John Wilhelmsen. He'll be at first base. Batting sixth, number 30, Noah Hammond. He'll be at third base. Batting seventh, number 13, Carter Sorensen. He'll be in right field. Batting eighth, number 8, Bo Keith. He'll be the designated hitter. Batting ninth for the Baltic River Dogs, number 6, Braxton Allen. He'll be at second base. Pitching for the Baltic River Dogs, number 21, Matt White. We'll go through the Brookings Cubs starting lineup in the bottom half of the first inning when they're ready to get out there at the batter's box. But the pitcher for our Brookings Cubs tonight Number 15, Arlen Peters on the mound for the Brookings Cubs. Facing a Baltic River Dogs team that we saw twice during the regular season. Ruled them twice during the regular season. So our Cubs have high hopes here. The Cubs are going to be the home team for the first game, and then the Baltic River Dogs will be the home game for the second game tonight. We are playing the best 2 out of 3, so if we have to play a deciding game 3, it'll be tomorrow night right here at 7 o'clock at Bob Sheldon Field. We'll see how tonight goes. Doubleheader tonight. Baseball purists love the doubleheaders. We're going to do it here tonight. So, first pitch here is going to be brought to us by our first inning sponsor, GP Auto. Grant Peterson and friends will get you back on the road. Located on the east side of Brookings, out by Dektronics, GP Auto, a proud sponsor of the Brookings Cubs, also helping us out with the Sioux Valley Cossacks here in a couple of weeks. He'll be a big sponsor through the Cossacks season, my regular play-by-play position. Arlen Peters starts this at bat off ahead of Cale Swanson, 0-2. That was fouled back straight into the netting. Cale Swanson, the center fielder for the River Dogs tonight. Should be a fun one. As I mentioned before, beautiful weather out here tonight. And it shows. We've got a good crowd here. Grandstand right in front of us. Good smattering of Cubs fans, River Dogs fans. It's going to be a good one here tonight. Oh, that couple brought in Jimmy John's. That's fantastic. Nice job on that. 2-2 now to Cale Swanson. Jimmy John's a sponsor of the Sioux Valley Cossacks as we get into some high school sports here in a couple weeks. Love my Jimmy John sandwiches. Arlen Peters too low on that. So after getting ahead of the hitter 0-2, Cale Swanson fights it back to a full count. The deciding pitch. Arlen Peters gets his sign. And he delivers. Big swing and a miss. A strikeout to begin our affair tonight. Cale Swanson down on strikes. Going to bring one out for the number 2 hitter in the Baltic River Dog lineup, number 6, Tristan Fitzsimmons, the catcher for the boys in yellow tonight. Baltic River Dogs, a yellow and blue color scheme. Our Cubs wearing their powder blues tonight. Good looking jerseys for the Cubs. Just strike in the outside corner. Arlen Peters will start Fitzsimmons with an 0-1 count. Strike 2 right there. Fitzsimmons just, as the catcher for the River Dogs, taking notes of where those pitches are called for strikes. Peters delivers. And that'll be strike 3 in the outside corner. 3 pitches, another strikeout. That's his second of the early going here. 2 outs now for the Baltic River Dogs. Number 3 hitter in lineup, number 22, Cooper Perry, the left fielder. 2 up, 2 down for Arlen Peters. Has his chance at the old Twins radio broadcast, the snapper mow him down inning with 3 strikeouts. Perry will start with a check swing. He went too far, 0-1. Peters has his sign. Gets a big swing and a miss there. Arlen Peters up 0-2 against Cooper Perry. And Peters will get 3 strikeouts to begin the night. We move to the bottom half of the first inning. 3 up, 3 down, the snapper mowing down inning. Thank you, Minnesota Twins radio broadcast. We got plenty of bitching to do about the Twins. We'll save that for a little bit down the road. The starting lineups brought to us by Bell Brands. Here are the Brookings Cubs. Batting first, number 0, Henry Hamrick. He'll be in center field for the Cubs tonight. Batting second, number 29, Chase McDaniel. He's at shortstop. Batting third, number 15, Arlen Peters, fresh off of 3 strikeouts to begin his start tonight. Batting cleanup for the Cubs, number 7, Miles Reese. He's in right field. Batting fifth, number 22, Lincoln Vasgard. He's at third base. Batting sixth, number 8, Justin Koffel. He's at first base. Batting seventh, number 12, Noah Buss, our catcher tonight. Batting eighth, number 4, Tucker Wookie. He'll be in left field. And batting ninth, number 3, Jake Ammon. He'll be at second base tonight. Our pitcher, Arlen Peters, as we just heard, starts his night with 3 strikeouts. Now the Cubs come to the plate. No score so far tonight. No hits, no runs, no errors in the top of the first for Baltic. We'll see what the Cubs can do. As I mentioned, the Cubs and River Dogs faced off twice this season. The first time down in Baltic, which I got to be a part of, it was a big win for the Brookings Cubs. 15-2 that night, kept them undefeated to that point in the season. Some home runs that night, and I don't know if we'll see that tonight with the wind blowing straight in from right field. But I'll try to count him up here. Isaac Bonner, who is not here tonight, he's coaching for, I believe, Laverne Legion Baseball as they advance to a state tournament in Minnesota. But Isaac Bonner had a home run that night. Parker Winghart, who is now with the Northwoods. Northwood. He's up in Dickinson, North Dakota. He got called up to, an actual paid baseball league. So congrats to Parker Winghart, but he had a home run that night. And didn't we have a third one? I'm looking through. I thought we had more than just the 2, but apparently not. But a 15-2 run rule game in the 7th inning. That was in Baltic on the 29th of May. Then those River Dogs came up to Brookings for the second game of the season, and it was a beatdown as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Baltic had 6. It was the Cubs that put 8 runs together in the 7th inning to get the run rule win over the Baltic River Dogs. That was on the 14th of July, just a couple weeks ago. Scored 8 runs in the 7th inning to run rule those Baltic River Dogs once again. That pitcher that night, the same pitcher we're seeing tonight, Matt White on the hill for the Baltic River Dogs. And he will start Henry Hamrick with a 1-1 count after that swing and miss. So Matt White did pitch well to start that game. Let me bring that back open here. Matt White pitched well through the first couple innings, had 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. The Cubs got to him hard and fast in the 3rd inning. 1, 2, 3 straight hits, 4 straight hits. Put 5 runs on the board, took a 6-0 lead at that moment, and really never. It got to a 6-5 ball game in the 5th inning that night, but it was the Brookings Cubs ended up taking it in a run rule with a huge 7th inning that night, as the Cubs run ruled the Baltic River Dogs twice. Henry Hamrick goes down on strikes to begin our ball game. So, with 4 batters coming to the plate from each squad, 4 straight strikeouts to begin our night. This is the second hit of the lineup, number 29, Chase McDaniel, our shortstop tonight. The pitch inside. Good eye by McDaniel. Cubs with some missing faces tonight. The manager, Rhett Zielinski, also coaching. That is popped up straight center field. And that will be Cale Swanson that gets underneath that, brings it in. F8 for the second out of our first inning here for the Cubs, and that'll bring the pitcher to the batter's box. This is the 3rd hitter in the lineup. This is number 15, Arlen Peters. He'll be hitting here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs now. First inning flying by. First game of a doubleheader tonight. We're playing 2. Peters with a line drive left field. That's going to roll foul, though. Drove it hard, just got in front of it just a tad. So a good line drive, but it goes wide of the foul stripe. 0-1 to Arlen Peters. Driven hard as well. That'll be a line drive caught by third baseman Noah Hammond. And that'll do it for the Cubs. First inning in the books. No hits, no runs, no errors for the Cubs. We're tied at 0. Heading to the second inning. We move to the second inning on our scoreboard there. You just heard it on the PA announcer from my pal up here in the box, AJ, Aaron Jordanby. Baltic River Dogs will bring the cleanup hitter, Dalton Garbers, followed by John Wilhelmsen and Noah Hammond, who just caught that line drive right there. Second inning is brought to us by Brookings Vision Center. Brookings Vision Center offers comprehensive eye services for the whole family. They are located on 20th Street South on the south side of Brookings, just east of Main Avenue South. A great eye care clinic. They've got great doctors in there, optometrist, I guess I should say. I was trying to remember all my eye doctor titles. But one thing that they do that a lot of people try to master but come up short, customer service at Brookings Vision Center. They took very good care of me about 2 months ago as I had an eye test, and we got new glasses out of that. She did a great job of showing me what looked good about my face. This shape works, this shape doesn't. We had a great time in there. As I got some new glasses, some new safety glasses for my regular job at Bell Brands. Customer service, unbelievable at Brookings Vision Center. So get on out, take care of your family, and enjoy the services at Brookings Vision Center, a proud sponsor of the Brookings Cubs through the summertime. We'll try to make them a part of Sioux Valley Athletics as well. That conversation will be coming probably next week, as you know, our Friday has come and gone. Welcome to August, by the way. August 1st today. I've been mentioning in the last couple games here with the Brookings Cubs that once we get to the 4th of July, it just seems like the summer flies by after that. It wasn't all that long ago in my head that we had some fireworks going on, enjoying the nighttime displays at the small towns around the lakes in South Dakota. Seems like yesterday, but almost a month ago now. Just the summertime flies by. As we got here tonight at Bob Sheldon Field, the Brookings High School parking lot full of marching band members as they're getting their routines down for the Bobcat football halftime shows. Kind of fun to hear the snare drums and everything else going off over there. But it means that summertime is coming to a close, sadly. Arlen Peters down 2-0 to Dalton Garbers, the cleanup hitter. This is number 29. He is the shortstop for the Baltic River Dogs. Peters gets that past him, a swing and a miss, maybe a foul tip there, very possible. 2-1 to Garbers. Another missing face for the Brookings Cub tonight, Brett Zielinski, as he is coaching in Legion Ball. Junior Legion, I think, is what AJ told me. So some missing faces from the regular lineup. Isaac Bonner also not here tonight. Just other summertime obligations. There's a line drive center field. That will be Henry Hamrick getting underneath that, fighting with some sunshine out there, but he brings it in. And it'll be an F8 to start the Baltic top of the second. Coming to the plate, number 5, John Wilhelmsen, the first baseman for the Baltic River Dogs. He is also their manager, the man in charge. Number 5, batting 5th in the lineup tonight. Good pitch on the outside corner. Peters gets ahead of him 0-1. That is fouled straight back into the netting. 0-2 on Wilhelmsen. That bounces to the plate. Arlen Peters kind of smiling at that. That bounced in the fake green grass in front of the plate. So Arlen Peters smiling on the mound after that. Taking a look at some signs here. Gets the one he likes. Gives a little nod. Now he delivers. And gets another strikeout. That pitch fools Wilhelmsen. That's the fourth strikeout for Arlen Peters tonight. 2 outs now here in the top of the second. Number 30, Noah Hammond coming to the plate. He is the third baseman for the River Dogs. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 to Hammond. Strike 2. Same location, right on that outside corner. Just misses that time. Arlen thought he got him. Just a bit outside. Just a bit outside. Peters gets his sign. Through the windup. That one also misses out there. 2-2 now to Hammond. It's way too far out. Full count now. Hammond got behind 0-2. Now fights it back to a full count. See what Arlen Peters has in store for the full count pitch here. He will just fire it in there. Fastball fouled off over the Cubs dugout. Count will stay full. Can hear AJ on the mic. Kids that bring those foul balls back get 50 cents at the concession stand. We had a lot of fun at the last home game a week ago with the fan appreciation night here. Progressive foul ball night as Hammond is going to strike out. Swing and a miss there. Kind of ticked it, but it was caught by the catcher. So that is going to be 6 up, 6 down for the Baltic River Dogs, and we'll head to the bottom of the second. 5th strikeout already for Arlen Peters. So for the Brookings Cubs here in the bottom of the second inning, the cleanup hitter, Miles Reese, the right fielder, followed by Lincoln Vasgard, the third baseman, and Justin Koffel, our first baseman tonight. Brookings Vision Center, our sponsor of the second inning once again. Coming back to the mound for the Baltic River Dogs, Matt White, number 21. He had a good first inning himself. So those Twins, as I began the broadcast with BB King's The Thrill Is Gone tonight, fitting for the Twins depression that I am feeling now. It's hard being a Twins fan. It's a franchise that I've loved since I was a kid. My birthday in October will be my 50th birthday. It's been a lot of years that I've been loving the Twins. There's been up years, there's been down years. There was the Ron Coomer years in the 90s. They were almost contracted in the early 2000s, fought through that. Had some good teams in the late 2000s, the 2010s as well. They've won division titles. Just 2 years ago, they won another division title. And then win their first playoff series in 20 years in 2023. And what happened yesterday was set up shortly after that division title and wild card series win, as the Polads, the family that owns the Twins, that is hit sharply left field. That is going to get all the way to the foul pole and bounces off the pole. That's gone. Miles Reese will start the second inning with a home run. Knocked it into the 320 corner in left field. Bounces off the foul pole. Fair pole is what it should be called. But a home run for Miles Reese, and the Cubs take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring up number 22, Lincoln Vasgard, our third baseman tonight. So to finish that thought process with my Twins here, as Lincoln Vasgard steps in the box, he'll begin with a ball, 1-0. The Polads, the family that owns the Twins, With some of the family dealings, they're in banking, they're in real estate. They have a lot of different tentacles to their business in Minneapolis. Vasgard is going to hit that into center field. Fly ball brought in by Cale Swanson. So it'll be an F8 for Lincoln Vasgard. 1 out now for the Cubs. That'll bring the 6th hitter in the lineup, number 8, Justin Koffel, to the plate. So the Pohlads, in Twins fans' eyes and minds, did not take advantage of what they just went through after winning the first division series in 20 years. Over that winter, they came up with a decision to drop payroll, as they told us, because, as it turns out, we find out much later, months later, that the Pohlad family, who has holdings and businesses in all sorts of fashions, had taken a loan out against the Minnesota Twins for $450 million. They were treating their fun business, their luxury business, as one of the ways that family makes money. And every other owner in professional sports does not treat their sports franchise as the sole income earner. Koffel is going to line that down the third base line, just fair inside the bag. Koffel's going to have a stand-up double. No, he's going to slide in there as the ball bounces over to first base. Koffel will stay there. So a double, a one-out double for Justin Koffel. That gets a man on second for Noah Buss coming to the plate, number 12. Noah Buss, a left-handed hitting catcher, but he'll step into the plate with a runner in scoring position. Justin Koffel with a great double down the line. That is chopped. Picked up. Nice play by John Wilhelmsen at first base, but that will advance Koffel to third. Buss with the 3 unassisted for out number 2, and that'll bring number 8, our interim manager tonight, Tucker Wookie, number 4. He's our left fielder tonight. Wook is filling in as manager as Alec Johnson not here tonight. Rhett Zielinski, the regular manager, not here tonight. So Tucker filling the role. He'll start down a strike. That pitch low and outside. 1-1. So the Pohlads took a huge loan against the Twins, which is also making it hard for them to sell the team, as whoever buys the Twins franchise that is up for sale, that is a bouncer just foul. 1-2 to Wook. It's an issue for the potential buyer of that loan having to be paid back of some sort. The Major League front offices, Commissioner Manfred and friends, have agreed to guarantee the loan so that the potential buyer doesn't have to worry about the $4.5 million that is owed by the Pohlads to the Twins franchise. It's just a mess. And it was that decision after the playoff series win to drop payroll which set in motion the actions that happened yesterday with the Twins kind of out of things. I mean, they were close in the wild card. That is line drive straight up the middle. Tucker Wookie's going to have a 2-out single, RBI single. And that'll make it 2-0 Cubs as Justin Koffel comes in to score. And Wilk will be on first base with a single. That'll bring up our 9-hitter in lineup, number 3, Jake Ammon, our second baseman tonight. For the Twins, 11 players were traded yesterday. Now, it was not a record, as I was reading about today. The Florida Marlins, now the Miami Marlins, but the Florida Marlins, after a World Series win nearly 30 years ago, emptied out their roster as they went all in for 1 year, had no money left the following year, and traded everybody. But then were able to put everything back together and get to a World Series again. That pitch is line foul as it bounces into the bullpen in left field. 1-2 for Jake Ammon. So the Pohlads did this. 11 players traded yesterday. Some of them you could see, if you're a Twins fan, you could see it coming. The guys that were going to be free agents at the end of the year, you either will let them walk and get nothing out of it, or if you are in a spot where the Twins are, maybe a little bit out of it, even in the wild card, you sell guys off that were going to be free agents that you didn't plan on bringing back. But it's the Louis Varlands of the world that still had 2 years of team control on his contract. That is line drive, left field. That is going to get just wide of the pole. Stayed in the park, but still a foul ball down the line there. Kind of stay at 2-2 for Jake Ammon. But the guys like Louis Varland yesterday that still had a contract with team control for a couple seasons. Carlos Correa waiving a no-trade clause with, he had 3 years left on his deal, plus player options for 4 more years after that. That's a gut punch right there. And it was tough to take. The closer is gone. Harrison Bader, which was one of the stars in that lineup on a daily basis. Both those guys traded the Phillies. We can go through the whole route of things. Jake Ammon is going to strike out to end our second inning, so we'll move to the top of the third. But the Cubs strike first, get 2 on a solo shot by Miles Reese, an RBI single by Tucker Wookie, scores Justin Koffel, and the Cubs will take a 2-0 lead into the top of the third. Coming up for the Baltic River Dogs, the 7-8-9 hitters, Carter Sorensen, Bo Keith, and Braxton Allen, all due up for the Baltic River Dogs to start the third. So a tough day, Twins fans. I was telling AJ, my partner in crime up here in the press box, Aaron Jornby, that the Twins hat that I'm wearing. Look, I love to wear baseball caps. I always have. But I don't know if I can wear the Twins for the rest of the season. So the apparel store for my Sioux Valley Cossacks, it is open for the football season. I will be searching for a Sioux Valley hat as part of the package. I got to get a sweatshirt. I got to get a hat. Maybe a T-shirt as well. But I don't want to wear my Twins hat anymore. And that's what the Pohlad family did to me. I don't know how the other Twins fans out there are taking it. I don't know if you should be happy about, dumping all that salary, getting a lot of prospects in return, whether we should be excited, but I'm just not. Mediocre is not okay with me. Average is not great. And that seems to be the motto of the Pohlad family. Mediocre is okie dokie, and they're okay with that. As long as the franchise is in the black, yippee. And because of their own dealings, it's not in the black. That's what I don't understand about everything that's going on with them. The Pohlads put the Twins in the red by borrowing $450 million against the franchise. We need a new owner. Trade the Pohlads. Put that in a Twitter post. Arlen Peters back out for the third inning. He'll start 1-0 against Carter Sorensen, the right fielder, number 13. He's got his Colton Legion jersey on, so a Legion player up here for the Baltic River Dogs. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1 now. I pitch low, 2-1. Also low, maybe a little bit outside as well. 3-1 now to Carter Sorensen. I'll be looking up other stories. We had our first NFL preseason game last night. That was actually on NBC last night. Part of the Sunday night baseball or Sunday night football, themed music and everything. It was fun to see football back on TV. So July 31st, the first preseason football game, part of the Hall of Fame weekend. Jaron Allen, former Viking, former Chief, heading into the Hall, and that is going to be a strikeout in the outside corner. Arlen Peters with a great pitch there. He gets another strikeout tonight. That is number 6. And that'll bring up the DH for the River Dogs, number 8, Bo Keith. Arlen Peters with 6 strikeouts through 2 1/3 so far. Bo Keith, big left-handed hitter. 2-0 Cubs here in the third. Arlen Peters will start Bo Keith with a strike. 0-1. Solo home run by Miles Reese in the second inning. Tucker Wookie followed it up with a 1-out RBI single. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Peters firing that pill tonight. This is the first game of a doubleheader tonight. Best 2 out of 3 North Division Title Series. Winner of this series is going to head to the state tournament. Aberdeen next weekend. Another strikeout for Arlen Peters. Strikeout number 7 in 2 2/3 now. That'll bring up the 9th hitter in the lineup. This is number 6, the second baseman, Braxton Allen. Another Legion Ball player out of Colton, part of the River Dogs roster. Big swing and a miss. Too high on that, 1-1. As I mentioned in the pregame, good crowd here for the Brookings Cubs here on Friday night at Bob Sheldon Field. Enjoying the weather, enjoying the sights and sounds and smells. I can smell those burgers cooking on that grill just outside the concession stand. That is that aroma wafting in through my window here. Smells fantastic. There's few better smells to me than a grill at work. Doesn't really matter what kind of meat is on there. Or veggies, whatever it is. Something about the smell of a grill. That ball fouled off. Hit Noah Buss in the helmet. He seems okay. Put a readjust in his helmet, put that back on, and Braxton Allen will have a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Top of the third, a 2-0 lead for the Brookings Cubs. Arlen Peters, 7 strikeouts so far. Has an opportunity to get his 8th strikeout in 3 innings right here. If he can dispatch a Braxton Allen. And he does. Well, there you go. Another strikeout. It's the second. Snapper mow him down inning for Arlen Peters as he is perfect through 3. 9 up, 9 down so far for Arlen Peters, the starting pitcher for the Brookings Cubs. Impressive, as he's got 8 strikeouts in 3 innings already. For the Cubs, here in the bottom of the third, we move to the top of the order. Henry Hamrick, Chase McDaniel, and Arlen Peters all due up here in the bottom of the third inning. It's a 2-0 lead for the Brookings Cubs. As I mentioned, this is the first game of a doubleheader tonight against Baltic River Dogs. If we have to play a third, the deciding game will be tomorrow night, right here at Bob Sheldon Field. 7 o'clock start for that game, if necessary. But we'll do a doubleheader tonight. For those stupid Twins, they begin life after whatever you want to call yesterday. It needs a title. They're in Cleveland tonight. Who's been having fun on social media is the St. Paul Saints, the AAA affiliate for the Minnesota Twins. As they are also in Ohio, they're playing the Toledo Mud Hens. So they jokingly had a name tag photo, hello, my name is, and then you would write in with a marker, whatever that is. That was one of the photos that the St. Paul Saints put on last night, as they knew they were going to have a lot of players new to AAA advancing out of the AA ranks to fill those roster spots for the Minnesota Twins. They also put on Twitter today a roadmap from Toledo to Cleveland. As, them playing a series in Toledo, they knew that they were going to be losing a lot of guys from the AAA level, getting called up to the majors. So they jokingly put a roadmap up, charting the course for their players. Kind of funny. St. Paul Saints having a fun time with it, at least. What an opportunity for some of the minor leaguers in Twins baseball, as some AAA guys getting their call up today. Some AA guys advancing up to the AAA level. It was movement day for the Twins franchise for sure. Henry Hamrick is going to foul that off over the press box. He'll have a 1-2 count. Henry Hamrick, our center fielder tonight. So the Twins in Cleveland tonight. They're just getting going there. We don't have to keep you too connected to that. Henry Hamrick is going to strike out for the second time tonight. That'll be the first out here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up the two-hitter in the lineup. 29, Chase McDaniel, our shortstop tonight. In the WNBA tonight, let's get some action there. We get some positive news going on this broadcast. If I keep talking about the Twins, it's just going to be depression all night long. McDaniel's going to foul that off down the third base line. 0-1 count. For tonight, the New York Liberty in action. They're 17-9, fresh off a loss to the Minnesota Lynx just a couple nights ago. Indiana Fever in action tonight. I think Caitlin Clark's still out with that groin injury that she's dealing with. Fever 15-12 in their season, playing the Dallas Wings. Paige Beckers and friends. Beckers with Minneapolis ties, as she played high school basketball, I think, Egan or Edina? I think it was Edina. Before she rolled off to play for the Yukon Huskies. That is tapped right side, and that will roll foul. Count's going to stay 1-2 for Chase McDaniel. Phoenix Mercury just behind the Minnesota Lynx in the Western Division. They're taking on the Atlanta Dream tonight. Valkyries and Sky in action tonight, and then the late game tonight, the LA Sparks in Seattle against the Seattle Storm. So no Lynx tonight. They're going to play a game tomorrow afternoon, a national TV game for the Minnesota Lynx, as they'll be in Vegas to play the Las Vegas Aces. That is popped up left field. McDaniel running it out, and that will be Cooper Perry that's going to bring that in for out number 2 in the Cubs side of the third inning, and that'll bring the pitcher, Arlen Peters, to the plate with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Arlen batting third in the lineup. The Minnesota Lynx 23-5, best record in the W, as they've got a pretty good cushion against the New York Liberty, especially with that victory a couple nights ago over the Liberty. Peters is going to tap that. Matt White comes off the mound, fires it over to first, over the head of first baseman, rolls into right field. Arlen Peters is going to turn, shot his way into second base, and that's where he'll stop. So Arlen Peters is going to reach on an error on the overthrow by Matt White, the pitcher for the River Dogs. So with 2 outs, the cleanup hitter, Miles Reese, coming to the plate. He'll hit with a runner in scoring position. Arlen Peters will take off some of his arm and hand equipment, maybe a ankle protector as well, and he'll go back to second base. I thought we were going to have a pinch runner, I guess is what he was doing there, but no. The pitcher is going to run it. Miles Reese at the plate. Third inning tonight brought to us by Ray's Corner. I don't think I've said that yet, but our third inning sponsor is Ray's Corner, one of the traditions of downtown Brookings. We had fun last night. That is drilled, but way foul. Miles Reese turns on that, sends that over the bullpen in left field corner. So it'll be a 1-1 count for Miles Reese. Reese Corner, part of the fun last night, downtown at sundown, or downtown at sundown is what they call it. They had a nice band out there. I actually knew one of the band members out of Sioux Falls. That was fun to talk to him and say hello. I haven't seen him in a while. But Ray's Corner, part of the fun. They had food trucks, some different booths, and there was a dunk tank out there. It was a good time downtown last night. Ray's Corner, part of all it. Miles Reese going to strike out right there, and that'll end our third inning. Why did I put that there? I got to stop yapping so much. Miles Reese with a strikeout to end the third. So that'll move us to the top of the fourth now. As I reset our scoreboard, there we go. Top of the fourth. Ray's Corner, sponsor of the third inning. And just proud to be a part of everything that's going on down there. Lisa had no problem being part of the Cubs on the Sols Media broadcast for the summertime. So thank you to Lisa and Ray's Corner for being a sponsor of the Cubs and the Sols Media broadcasts. Ray's Corner, also a huge supporter of our veterans, our disabled veterans. Lisa and her workers, her people that she has around Ray's Corner. Part of the honor flights that happened a few years ago, and getting, I believe that was Vietnam veterans out to D.C. to see the Vietnam memorials out there. So a huge supporter of our veterans, disabled veterans, and part of the flag ceremonies downtown as well. So Ray's Corner, part of the tradition of downtown Brookings, fun establishment, and this year, a sponsor of the Sols Media broadcasts of the Brookings Cubs. So thank you to Lisa and friends at Ray's Corner. Arlen Peters back on the mound to start the fourth inning. We go back to the top of the lineup for the Baltic River Dogs. Cale Swanson, Tristan Fitzsimmons, and Cooper Perry. The 1-2-3 hitters all due up here in the top of the fourth. So far, Arlen Peters, 8 strikeouts through 3 innings. He is perfect through 3. Only hit that amounted to anything was a fly out to center field. Was the only non-strikeout so far tonight. So 9 up, 9 down. We'll see what Arlen Peters can do to continue that. Cruising so far. Cubs with a 2-0 lead as we go to the fourth inning. Miles Reese with a solo home run in the second inning. Tucker Wookie with an RBI single in the second inning. Gives us our 2-0 score. But we'll see what Arlen Peters can bring to the fourth inning tonight for our Brookings Cubs. This is the North Division Series title series, I guess I should say. It's a best 2 out of 3 with the Baltic River Dogs. Whoever wins this series is into the state tournament next weekend in Aberdeen. If our Brookings Cubs would advance to that state tournament next weekend in Aberdeen, I do not get to be a part of it, sadly. Next weekend for me is a work weekend at my regular job, Bell Brands. Now, look, if it was an easy drive, it'd be no problem, but Aberdeen is 2 hours away. Plus, if they would need be, they would be playing in the middle of the afternoon on Saturday, so it not only would be 2 days of vacation that I would have to take, it'd be an overnight stay as well. Just not cost effective for me to make that trek, so we would all have to follow along with our Brookings Cubs from afar. I think Aberdeen will have some sort of live stream for that. We'll have to rely on that. If they would advance to the second weekend of the state tourney, that'd be down in Brandon, and that's an off weekend for me. I can be a part of that as well. Arlen Peters still cruising. 3 straight strikes to get another strikeout on his evening. Cale Swanson down for the first out of the fourth inning. That is strikeout number 9 for Arlen Peters. That'll bring the 2-hitter in the lineup for the Baltic River Dogs. Number 6, Tristan Fitzsimmons is doing the catching for Baltic tonight. Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Peters gets the sign he likes, gives a nod. Here's their delivery. That's a bouncer. 1-2. To Tristan Fitzsimmons, the catcher for Baltic. Peters delivers. Tapped foul into the netting. Count's going to stay at 1-2. Not only will we go through our sponsors through the broadcast, but you can see them in the top left corner of our broadcast. That pitch just a bit inside, 2-2 now to Fitzsimmons. But you can see our sponsors scrolling through in the top left corner. Thank you to all of our sponsors that make these broadcasts possible. Been working on my Sioux Valley ties this week, as we've put some sponsors together for the high school season that's about to fire up. Football and volleyball right around the corner. That pitch bounces, so it'll be a full count now to Fitzsimmons. Arlen Peters gives a nod, has his sign, delivers. And he will get the strikeout out of Buss's glove, thrown down to first. And that's another strikeout for Arlen Peters. Out number 2 here in the top of the 4th. That is strikeout number 10. Arlen Peters certainly cruising tonight. That'll bring up Cooper Perry, the third hitter in the lineup for Baltic. Playing left field for the River Dogs. Big swing and a miss to start the at-bat. This is the third hitter in lineup. Cleanup hitter Dalton Garbers on the on-deck circle. But Peters ahead of Cooper Perry, 0-1. That fouled straight back into the netting. 0-2 now. Arlen Peters, AP. Can we call him AP? I got AJ right next to me here on the other side of the window. AP, cruising on the mound tonight. Let's end the count 0-2 against Cooper Perry. Gets the sign he likes. Here's the windup. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Arlen Peters, AP, absolutely cruising through the first 4 innings tonight. Another strikeout, his 11th now tonight. That's his third snapper, mow him down inning. Thank you, Old Twins Radio broadcast, for bringing me that little piece of sponsorship. Thank you, Snapper Lawnmowers. Not a part of our broadcast, but it was something I heard all the time with the Twins broadcast. Either the Twins doing it, or more often than not, getting happened to the Twins, as they would strike out all the time. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The 5, 6, 7 hitters. This is Lincoln Vasgar, Justin Koffel, and Noah Buss, all due up here in the bottom of the 4th. It's a 2-0 lead. Arlen Peters perfect through 4 innings. Let's see what AP can do with the rest of his night. Trying to find you some other news out there. Micah Parsons, who was he was taking shots from his owner Jerry Jones in a press conference, and I think also on social media, as Jerry Jones calling out Micah Parsons. The fallout from that, Micah Parsons now actually asking for a trade from the Cowboys. Didn't like how he was treated, didn't like how he's laying it all out on the line. These are all quotes from Micah Parsons. And didn't like that was happening, kind of like a backstabbing type of action, as Jerry Jones calling him out in a press conference and in social medias. Micah Parsons now demanding a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. It's always fun to have football back. As I mentioned last night, it was the start of the NFL season with a win by the Chargers, 34-7 over Detroit. The starting quarterback for the LA Chargers last night, a name that we know as Jackrabbit fans, Trey Lance, the starter last night for the Chargers. Trying to get that backup job behind Justin Herbert. Trey Lance last night, 13 of 20 for 120 yards. He had 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions. He had a 114.6 rating last night. Now, it is all preseason football. You don't know how to take that, but that is hit well into the left field corner. Jumps up. He's going to have it bounce off his glove and stay in the park. That'll be Lincoln Vasgard sliding into second, so a lead-off double for Lincoln Vasgard as the left fielder out there, Cooper Perry, jumped up into the corner, had to go off of his glove and come to the turf. So Lincoln Vasgard with a lead-off double to start the bottom of the fourth. This will bring up first baseman Justin Koffel. He is number 8. Justin had a double in the second and then scored on the Tucker Wookie RBI single. So Trey Lance, the winning quarterback last night of the Chargers, preseason win over the Detroit Lions. Take what you want out of that, but it was Trey Lance at least looking good while he was in there for the Chargers. Trey Lance, the former number 3 overall pick by the 49ers, spent some time, I believe, in Dallas as well, and now catches on with the Chargers, trying to earn the number 2 position behind Justin Herbert. Koffel is going to foul that off. It'll be a 1-1 count for Justin Koffel. Runner in scoring position after the leadoff double by Lincoln Vasgard. Koffel is going to swing through that 1-2. Too high. 2-2 to Koffel. So take what you want out of the Hall of Fame game last night. If you were watching, you were probably not. Preseason football is not something that I am seeking out to watch on TV, but just to have knowledge, I have, these broadcasts like this. I have my Salzy Show podcast that I also put here on YouTube. You can find the old episodes of that. My plan is to do an episode tomorrow morning and bitch about the Twins for a good half hour. But just to have knowledge, Koffel's going to send that down the left side. That'll be tapped, picked up by the shortstop, and Vasgard's going to slide underneath that tag and be safe at third base. Shortstop is Dalton Garbers. His flip to the third baseman, Noah Hammond, just a little bit high. Hammond had to jump up for it. Vasgard slid right underneath it. So Vasgard to third. Justin Koffel's going to reach on the fielder's choice. He's at first. Runners on the corners now with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. And Noah Buss, our catcher, coming to the plate. Runners on the corners. Buss is going to look at the first one. Too low. 1-0. Koffel threats a steal at first, especially in a runners in the corners type of situation here. That is drilled down the right field line, but it is fading into the foul ball territory, bouncing into the pine trees beyond the right field fence. 1-1 for Noah Buss. Koffel stealing, and that gets away from the catcher. Vasgard's going to slide in safely at home plate. And Koffel on the throw back to Matt White at home plate gets past him over to first base. And that will allow Justin Koffel to get over to third. So Vasgard scores on the wild pitch. Koffel steals second, gets over to third on the bad throw back to the catcher. And now we've got a 3-0 lead by our Brookings Cubs and a 2-1 count for Noah Buss. Still a runner in scoring position as Justin Koffel got over to third on the wild pitch. That pitch also outside. 3-1 now to Noah Buss. Matt White back on the mound. That'll bring Fitzsimmons to the mound. Catcher and pitcher going to have a conversation. Maybe a mix-up on signs. Maybe technique that Fitzsimmons noticed right there. No other River Dogs involved in the conversation. Second base umpire will walk in there kind of close to the mound, kind of break that up. Like our second base umpire keeping an eye on Matt White. Maybe there is some sort of injury that he may have noticed. Something, I don't know. Matt White back on the mound, and he will fire that inside. It'll be a walk to Noah Buss. So once again, runners on the corners. Noah Buss to first on the walk. Justin Koffel sitting on third base after stealing second and then advancing to third on the wild pitch on the steal. And that'll bring up the number 8 hitter in our lineup, second baseman Tucker Wookie. Sorry, number 4. He's in left field, not at second base. Wilk at the plate had a single in the first, an RBI single that scored Justin Koffel. So Wilk 1 for 1 on his night. Now hitting with runners on the corners. That is lifted into left field. That is going to be deep enough. Runners are going to tag up. Koffel tagging at third. He will score easily as the throw goes into second base to keep Noah Buss there. And Tucker Wookie with a sac fly to left field. That'll be out number 1, but it is an RBI again. 2 of those on the night for Tucker Wookie. And it'll be a 4-0 lead with 1 out. And number 9 hitter in the lineup, number 3, Jake Ammon. He does play second base. Now batting with 1 out and Noah Buss on first base. He'll start with a 1-0 count. Our 4th inning tonight brought to us by Scoops and Loops, a fantastic new business in downtown Brookings. They were also having a great night last night at the Downtown at Sundown celebration every Thursday through the month of August, I do believe. So Scoops and Loops, a ice cream and pretzel business downtown Brookings. That is tapped to shortstop. The flip over to second. There's 1. The relay too late as Jake Ammon runs that out. Noah Buss is the 6-4 putout at second base. Jake Ammon is going to reach on a fielder's choice, and that'll bring us the top of the order, Henry Hamrick, coming to the plate, but now batting with 2 outs. And Jake Ammon on first base. Hammer and Hank, 2 strikeouts on his night so far. The pitch outside. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Big swing by Hamrick. The pitch too high, 2-1 now. Fouled up over the press box, 2-2. Some kids running after that. They do get 50 cents for bringing those foul balls back to the concession stand, so some kids will chase after that and get 50 cents for their efforts. Hamrick will watch that one too low. Full count. Full count with 2 outs. That means Jake Ammon will be on the move. Matt White trying to get out of this inning. And another swing and a miss for Henry Hamrick. 3 straight strikeouts to start his night, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 4th. So we say thank you to Scoops and Loops for our 4th inning sponsorship. The Brookings Cubs add 2 more on 1 hit, a walk, a couple of fielders' choice, but 2 men score. Vasgard and Koffel come around 4-0 as we head to the top of the 5th. And we will bring back Arlen Peters back on the mound, who is having a fantastic night to start. 11 strikeouts through 4 innings. The only out that was not a strikeout, a fly out to center field. AP absolutely cruising in his night. He is perfect through 4. We'll see if he can keep that going. As we head to the top of the 5th, 4-0 lead for our Brookings Cubs. This is the first game of a doubleheader tonight. As I've mentioned, this is a best 2 out of 3 series with the Baltic River Dogs. Winner of this series is going to advance to the state tournament for Class A here in South Dakota. Aberdeen next weekend if they can move on. Trying to find some other news on the national still. Got a text from I don't know who. Get a lot of those. Some spam text messages. Never answer those. You never know what's going to come back. I just delete them and block the number. But I get, I don't know, maybe one of those every day. Twitter is going to be full of the Twins disaster still. So, still fallout from that. Joe Ryan, the starting pitcher for the Twins tonight. But, boy. Not that I was watching a lot of the Twins. It's still hard for me to find them. I stream everything, so I would have had to bought some $100 thing for the Minnesota Twins on MLB TV. Didn't want to do that. I with this job, with my job in the spring when they do start in April, and then plus my job, through September, perhaps October if they can make the postseason. I just didn't know how much I was going to get to watch. So I did not buy the package. So finding the Twins for me on TV is actually very hard to do. Near impossible. So I haven't been watching a lot of it. But Joe Ryan been one of the highlights of the season. An all-star himself. Buxton not even in the lineup tonight, as he is still dealing with a rib cage injury. So I think he's on like a 10-day or halfway through a 10-day IL stint. Arlen Peters is 1-1 against the cleanup hitter for Baltic, Dalton Garbers. Fouled straight back over the press box. 1-2 for Garbers. I'm trying to find some Twitter news that is not Twins related. We can get away from that now. Ryan Sandberg, as the Cubs are in their first home series that goes over the head of Garbers. AP cruising, but that one a little bit wild. This is the first Cubs home series since the passing of Ryan Sandberg, so they are honoring him today. Painted a 23 behind home plate. Garbers watches that hit the outside corner. Another strikeout for AP. Strikeout number 12. That'll bring up the fifth hitter lineup for Baltic. This number 5, John Wilhelmsen. He is also the manager. So the Cubs mourning the passing of Ryan Sandberg, who has lost his battle with prostate cancer, I believe is what it was. First pitch is low. 1-0. The Red Zone channel on FanDuel is moving to ESPN. FanDuel buying their way into ESPN, being part of all of the broadcasts, or as much of the broadcast parts that they can be. (2-0) against John Wilhelmsen. There's a big swing and a miss. 2-1 now. I was expecting a lot more. I don't know. I'm trying to find some stories to bring on to you. That is another swing and a miss. 2-2 now to Wilhelmsen. I'll keep looking for stories to keep us keep information rolling through the broadcast. I mean, it is a doubleheader tonight, so maybe I should slow down on the info. Bring in what I can when I can. There is a tapper, shortstop. Good pickup. The throw across. In time! Justin Koffel with the stretch. Perfect game still intact. The 6-3 putout. Only the second ball in play from Arlen Peters. And that'll bring 2 outs now for the Baltic River Dogs. Noah Hammond coming to the plate. This is the 6th man in their lineup. This is number 30. He plays third base. Noah Hammond. coming to the plate with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Fouled off over the Cubs dugout, 0-1. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 now to Noah Hammond. That pickup at shortstop, that was by Chase McDaniel. A strong throw across the diamond. Over to Justin Koffel at first. Koffel with a great stretch, keeping his toes on the bag. And another big swing and a miss. Another strikeout for the Baltic River Dogs. And AP now perfect through 5 as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Strikeout number 13 for Arlen Peters. Perfect through 5. $15 up, 15 down so far. Now, typically the Brookings Cubs have allowed their starters to go 5 innings, and even in a situation like this, they've been pulled in the regular season. Now that we're in postseason play, I don't know what they'll do. So we'll find out when we move to the top of the 6th. But for the Brookings Cubs, coming up, this will be the second hitter in the lineup. Chase McDaniel with a nice play at shortstop in the last inning, or the top half of the 5th here. Chase McDaniel, Arlen Peters, and Miles Reese, the 2-3-4 hitters, meat of the order coming up for the Cubs. It's a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Back on the mound for the Baltic River Dogs, that is Matt White, number 21. Our 5th inning is brought to us by the Man Cave Barbershop, right across the street from Bob Sheldon Field. Alicia and friends will take care of you over there. Take the whole family down. Get everybody's hair cut. It's a fantastic barbershop here on South Madary, across from Bob Sheldon Field and Brookings High School, for that matter. Thank you to Alicia for being a sponsor of the Cubs through the summertime, helping us out with the Sioux Valley broadcast as well. She's a big fan of our podcast that we do. Also helps out with the coaches show with Sioux Valley Athletics. Thank you, Man Cave. One of the original sponsors of everything we've been doing here on Saul's Media. Thank you, Alicia, for being a part of the fun and being a supporter of the Saul's Media broadcast and the Brookings Cubs this summer. Chase McDaniel's going to start with a strike. 0-1. That is lifted. Shallow left field. Long run for everybody. That's going to bloop in for a single. So Chase McDaniel gets hit number 1 on his night. And that'll bring the 3rd hitter in the lineup to the plate. This is number 15, AP, Arlen Peters. He's got 13 strikeouts on the mound. So far, just a couple of pop-ups for him at the plate. But he can help his cause here. Man on first base now. That is Chase McDaniel. After the leadoff single here in the 5th. Arlen Peters trying to get his first hit of the night. He will start with the ball 1-0. And that is going to go right in the middle of the back. Wild pitch by Matt White. He's smiling that off. Arlen Peters just going to sprint down to first. No problems there. Hit by pitch, Arlen Peters. So now, Chase McDaniel on second, Arlen Peters on first, and with nobody out, the cleanup hitter, Miles Reese, comes to the plate. He's already got a solo home run on his night. A strikeout in the 3rd, so he's 1 for 2 on his evening. Arlen Peters trying to walk off whatever that pitch was right in the middle of his back. Now he'll come back to first, and I think he's ready. Took off some of the batting equipment that he had on as well. So no harm, no foul. Maybe a bruise on the back of Arlen Peters at some point, but not intentional by any means. For the Cubs, 2 men on and nobody out. Miles Reese will swing through strike 1. That pitch outside. 1-1. Cubs trying to add to their 4-0 lead so far. Good opportunity here, but 2 men on and nobody out to start the bottom of the 5th. Big swing, that is down the left side, just foul of third base. So Reese will come back to the batter's box with a 1-2 count. Still 2 men on. That's going to bounce 2-2. Matt White still on the mound for the Baltic River Dogs. Been kind of the same story with Baltic in the 2 times that we've seen them, that their starting pitcher went 5, and then they brought in some relievers after that. That is also too high. Full count now. Nobody out. 2 men on. But this being postseason baseball, I believe these starters will probably go until they can't. And that is going to be a walk to Miles Reese. That'll load him up. So Chase McDaniel to third, Arlen Peters to second, Miles Reese the base on balls, and that'll bring up the 5th hitter in lineup number 22, Lincoln Vasgard. 1 for 2 on his night. He's got a fly out to center field and a double. He has scored once tonight. And here is a great opportunity for the Cubs. Nobody out, bases loaded. Lincoln Vasgard at the plate. That'll be a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Vasgard been a fun hitter to watch all season long. Great opportunity here. That is drilled. Bounces off of third baseman, and that is Noah Hammond. He tried to get a glove on it, bounced out of there. Then it bounced into no man's land in front of third base, so everybody's safe. Bases are still loaded. Chase McDaniel comes in to score. Peters to third. Miles Reese to second. Lincoln Vasgard with the infield single. RBI single at that, so it's a 5-0 lead. Bases still loaded, nobody out, and Justin Koffel is going to send that to shortstop. Relay to second, too slow to first, and a run is going to score. Arlen Peters comes in to score, so another one. Miles Reese over to third. Lincoln Vasgard, the 6-4 put out at second base. The relay too slow. So Justin Koffel reach on a fielder's choice, but another run in for the Cubs. And now runners on the corners with 1 out and Noah Buss at the plate. Our catcher tonight for the Cubs. Just like an inning ago, Justin Koffel on first base, runners on the corner, second base not occupied. Koffel a threat to steal. Tapped foul. 1-1 for Noah Buss. Sorry, 0-2 for Noah Buss. I missed one, sorry. But with second base unoccupied, Koffel's got some speed. He is a threat to steal. Could be a hit and run, although on an 0-2 count, not a great idea. Pitch outside, 1-2. Still not the favorable count you're looking for to do something special with the Noah Buss at bat. Play it straight. That ball gets away from the catcher. Justin Koffel's going to get up to second base one way or the other. Miles Reese will stay at third, but Koffel will get second base on the wild pitch. Now a 2-2 count for Noah Buss. And now 2 runners in scoring position for Noah Buss with that 2-2 count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Cubs have added 2 already in this inning, making it 6-0 so far. But trying to take advantage of this opportunity. Line down the right field line, just wide. Noah Buss would have had a double, would have scored them both right there, but it lands just wide of that right field line. So everyone back to their bases. Noah Buss back to the box. It'll stay as a 2-2 count. Noah Buss just missed that line drive down the right field line. So everybody back to where they were. No Buss now, still trying to hit here. Big opportunity. He will send that through the right side, an RBI single as Reese will score. Koffel coming around to score, and on the throw home, Noah Buss is reaching second base safely. Heads up baseball on the base pads by Noah Buss right there. The throw home allowed him to advance to second on the throw. So a 2 RBI single. Miles Reese scores. Koffel comes around to score. And on the throw home, Noah Buss advances to second base. Now 4 runs in the inning for the Cubs. Still 1 out. And Tucker Wookie coming to the plate. He's got a single and a sacrifice fly so far tonight. Hitting again with a runner in scoring position here. He'll start with an 0-1 count. That is line drive, center field. And that'll be brought in by Cale Swanson. So Wookie with the F8. That's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. And that'll bring the 9-hitter to the lineup, Jake Ammon, with a runner on second base and now 2 outs. Jake, our second baseman tonight. He's got a strikeout and a fielder's choice so far tonight. Swings through, strike 1. Noah Buss has been lifted for a pinch runner. That is Logan Anderson now running for Buss at second base. Popped up, center field. Cale Swanson will drift to his right and bring that in for the 3rd out of the inning, but the Cubs strike once again. 4 runs come across. 1, 2, 3 hits on the inning. 4 runs come across. 1 runner stranded. But now, an 8-0 lead by our Cubs as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Thank you to the Man Cave Barbershop for sponsoring the 5th. We'll have a 6th inning sponsor coming up here. For the Baltic River Dogs, it is the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming to the plate. Carter Sorensen, Bo Keith, and Braxton Allen all due up for the River Dogs here in the top of the 6th inning. So far through 5 innings, Arlen Peters has been perfect. 13 strikeouts through 5 innings. And I'm not sure if Arlen Peters... Now he climbs onto the mound. Yes, Arlen Peters back out for the 6th inning. So he is cruising. The only reason I bring that up is because typically through the regular season, they get through 5 innings of pitching and then the starter's done for the night. So maybe he's at a pitch count that they're comfortable with as well. But it's good to see Arlen Peters perfect through 5 innings. See if he can keep that going. The first hitter up for the Baltic River Dogs, Carter Sorensen. He is the right fielder for Baltic. Carter with a strikeout in the 3rd inning. Just his 2nd at bat here in the 6th now. Been a fun night, a beautiful night here at Bob Sheldon Field. Just we're in a stretch here at the beginning of August where we're going to have a few days where the high temperatures are in the 70s. Love to see that. 70s I can do. 90s and unbelievably humid. Ugh, no thank you. That is not fat guy weather. I'm looking forward to football season coming back. Hoodie weather. Give me the hoodies. Fall is such a fun season. I love the spring as well. With the play-by-play stuff that I've been doing, we had an unbelievable spring with the Sioux Valley Cossack. Those softball girls were just fantastic the whole spring. Weather-wise was great as well. Even the track and field boys and girls over there, they got in like 12 meets through April and May before they headed off to the state meet down at Howard Wood in Sioux Falls. So they didn't have to deal with rainouts and weather postponements and things like that. The softball team is the same way. Had a great season, had a lot of opportunities, and made it all the way to the state tournament up in Aberdeen. So springtime's fun for me. Fall time means football's back, volleyball's back. The NFL is back. I should be excited about the baseball postseason that's coming at the end of September, October. I'm just not anymore. I love baseball, but the Twins have certainly made it hard to care about Major League Baseball at the moment. 0-2 to Carter Sorensen, AP, ahead of another hitter here tonight. Peters delivers. Too low outside as well, 1-2. 13 strikeouts for Arlen Peters so far. AP killing it on the mound tonight. Back out to pitch the sixth. That is lifted. Drifting foul past the left field fence, past the bullpen out there as well. Count's going to stay at 1-2 for Carter Sorensen. Leading off the sixth inning for the Baltic River Dogs. Wearing his Colton Legion baseball jersey. Cubs also have a couple of Legion guys that are on their roster. That pitch on the inside corner. Another strikeout for AP. Great pitch. Strikeout number 14 for AP. That'll bring up the 8-hitter in the lineup. This is number 8, Bo Keith, the designated hitter for Baltic. A lefty. AP absolutely cruising on the mound tonight. Big swing and a miss. Good fastball by AP. He'll get ahead in the count over Bo Keith. 1-0. Peters delivers. Too high. 1-1. Another swing and a miss for Bo Keith. 1-2 now. An 8-0 lead for the Cubs. Game 1 of a doubleheader tonight. This is the North Division Title Series. That pitch misses low. 2-2 to Bo Keith. Best 2 out of 3. North Division Title Series. We'll play 2 tonight. If we need to play a decider game, it's going to be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock right here at Bob Sheldon Field. And another strikeout for AP. Put another one on the board. 2 outs now here in the top of the 6th. Strikeout number 15. AP killing it on the mound. This will be Braxton Allen, the 9-hitter in the lineup for Baltic. He's number 6, the second baseman, Braxton Allen, also wearing the Colton Legion baseball jersey tonight. Big swing and a miss there. Braxton Allen will start 0-1. Steps back in the box, gets himself ready. Peters gets his sign, he'll deliver. Bounces it to Noah Buss. 1-1. Peters delivers. It's a strike in the outside corner, 1-2. One and 2 to Braxton Allen, the 9-hitter in the lineup for the Baltic River Dogs. AP gets his sign, delivers. On the outside corner, another strikeout, and he is perfect through 6. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Another snapper, mow him down inning for Arlen Peters, cruising against these Baltic River Dogs. That is the 4th time that he's had the old Twins radio broadcast snapper, mow him down inning, and he is perfect through 6. An 8-0 lead as the Brookings Cubs come back to the plate to start their half of the 6th inning. Matt White, the pitcher for the Baltic River Dogs, back on the mound. He will pitch the 6th for the River Dogs. Our sixth inning sponsor, Brookings Engraving, a fantastic business downtown Brookings, right across the street from Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. Your home for all of your Bobcat apparel. Brookings Bobcat shirts, sweatshirts, hats, whatever you need. Brookings Engraving, your home for Brookings Bobcat apparel. So stop on down right across the street from Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. Thank you, Brookings Engraving, for being a sponsor of the Cubs through the summertime. Being a sponsor of the Sauls Media broadcast at the same moment. You can see their logo flashing in the top left corner of the screen. Brookings Engraving, man. I got friends there, man. Zach Bartle's a good friend of mine. Played softball against that guy for a few seasons. Slow pitch softball. He was on those Cubbies teams. Pretty good, man. They had a lot of talent on those Cubbies teams. We tried to battle with him. Couldn't do it. Coming to the plate for the Brookings Cubs to start the bottom of the sixth. We're back to the top of the order. Henry Hamrick. He's our leadoff hitter tonight. So far, 3 strikeouts on his night. 0 for 3. He's going to tap that over the press box. So he'll start his 4th at bat with an 0-1 count. Matt White still the pitcher for the Baltic River Dogs, even with an 8-0 deficit. But it is a doubleheader tonight, so not sure how many pitchers the River Dogs have in the lineup here tonight. They do have a man warming up in the bullpen in left field. Swing through that. It'll be 1-2 now for Henry Hamrick. And another swing and a miss for Henry Hamrick. 1 out now here in the top of the 6th. Hamrick with his 0 for 4 Correa night, 4 strikeouts. Buxton was good at that for many seasons in his 10-year career. 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Carlos Correa. There's a line out to shortstop. That is Dalton Garbers that brings that in. So quickly, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. After the line out by Chase McDaniel. And that'll bring the 3rd hitter in the lineup. This is Arlen Peters, who is absolutely killing it on the mound tonight. At the plate, he's got a line out. He reached on an error and was hit by a pitch. He has scored once tonight. Solid single pass shortstop. That is Dalton Garbers past his glove. So a 2-out single by Arlen Peters, who is doing everything tonight to help his team win. So with 2 outs, this will bring the cleanup hitter to the plate. This is Miles Reese, our right fielder tonight.
Number 7, the right fielder, Miles Reese.
For the Cubs, that was the 9th hit of the evening. Baltic does have 2 errors on their night that has helped out the cause as well, but 8 runs on 9 hits so far tonight. That is tapped foul. Off the catcher's mask as well. He's right back behind the plate, so he seems to be okay. So 0-2 to Miles Reese now. Tapper foul into the netting behind home plate. Count's going to stay at 0-2. And a big strikeout by Miles Reese. And Matt White, the Baltic pitcher, has his cleanest inning of the evening. Nothing hurt there. So we move to the top of the 7th after the Miles Reese strikeout. It is still 8-0, lead by the Brookings Cubs. 9 hits on their night for that inning. 1 hit, 1 left on. No runs scored, no errors. 8 runs on 9 hits for our Cubs tonight. So we thank Brookings Engraving for sponsoring the 6th. We move now to the 7th inning, and that... Not sure if we'll see Arlen Peters back on the mound. I mean, we are in postseason baseball, so maybe all those rules are out the window. It's a doubleheader tonight. We're trying to save some pitchers for the second game as well. We'll see what the plan for the Cubs is so far. Arlen Peters was on first base there, so he's taken some time to get out of the dugout, prepare himself to transition. Arlen Peters on the mound tonight, perfect through 6. 16 strikeouts of the 18 outs recorded. And it will be Arlen Peters back on the mound. Perfect game intact. We move to the 7th. With an 8-0 lead, there's... I'm not sure when the 8-run run rule comes into play. I should ask AJ that, but we'll find out as we go. We'll worry about Arlen Peters. Perfect through 6 innings. He will start his 7th inning warm-ups with a ball that gets through the wits of Noah Bus, the catcher, there as he's warming back up. For the River Dogs, they go back to the start of the top of the order. They'll have number 88, Cale Swanson, come to the plate first. He is the center fielder. Tristan Fitzsimmons, the catcher, and Cooper Perry, the left fielder, all due up for the River Dogs here in the top of the 7th inning. Fun night here at the ballpark, a Friday night, a beautiful weather night, and a nice crowd out here as well. Fans, well, they're not full by any means. There's plenty of space available, but a nice crowd here for a Brookings Cubs amateur baseball affair. People enjoying their Friday nights in the stands. No reason to watch the Twins anymore. Come on out to amateur baseball. see the town ball guys, the hometowners. See if they can't battle it out. This is the first game of a doubleheader tonight with the Baltic River Dogs. This is a 1 versus 2 seed. Brookings the home team for game 1. They'll be the away team for game 2 as the River Dogs, and Brookings will swap for the home spot. But it's a best 2 out of 3 series, so if the Cubs can hold this off and win the second game, they would win the series, advance to the state tournament. If we have to play a deciding game 3, it'll be tomorrow night right here at Bob Sheldon Field, due for a 7 o'clock start. Arlen Peters will start the 7th inning with a ball too low as that gets away from Noah Bus, our catcher tonight, at least for game 1. AP gets his sign. He'll fire it. Big swing and a miss by Cale Swanson. The top of the order, the leadoff hitter here for the 7th inning. Swanson with kind of the same thing that a lot of the Baltic River Dogs have. 2 strikeouts in his night. That pitch too low outside, 2-1. There's a strike on the inside corner. He's been calling that all night. Got to love the consistency. He's called that, well, I guess it'd be the inside corner and a lefty, but that outside corner has been a strike all night long. Arlen Peters now 2-2 against Cale Swanson. Big fastball that is fouled off over the dugout of the River Dogs. Count's going to stay at 2-2. Nobody out so far in the top of the 7th. An 8-0 lead for the Brookings Cubs. Arlen Peters cruising tonight, having his way with the River Dog lineup. 16 strikeouts so far for Arlen Peters. He gets the sign he likes. Here's the windup. And a strikeout on the outside corner. Put another one on the board, AP. For Cale Swanson, that's his 3rd strikeout of the evening. First out here in the top of the 7th. That is strikeout number 17 for Arlen Peters. And that'll bring number 6, Tristan Fitzsimmons, to the plate. This is the catcher for Baltic. He has 2 strikeouts on his night. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th. AP will start him with a strike, 0-1. curveball misses. Some Cubs faithful in front of us wonder where that pitch was. 1-1 to Fitzsimmons. And a line out caught by Jake Ammon. Right place, right time for Jake Ammon. That was a good line drive. Ammon moved over to his right, brought that in. Line out for out number 2. And that'll bring the third hitter in lineup for Baltic to the plate. This is number 22, Cooper Perry, the left fielder. Now 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Peters delivers. There is a ground ball. Great stop! The throw over to first. Not in time, and that's going to bust everything up. Arlen Peters, nice job, my man. 6 2/3 of perfect baseball tonight. Cooper Perry with the infield single. A great stop by Chase McDaniel at shortstop, but the throw not in time to get Cooper Perry. Arlen Peters, man, perfect. Through 6 2/3 tonight, the first base runner for the Baltic River Dogs has reached. So with 2 outs now and a man on. I haven't gotten to say that for Baltic all night. This is the cleanup hitter, Dalton Garbers. First pitch on the outside corner. Still staying consistent with that. That's been a strike all night long. 0-1 to Garbers. Good curveball there. 0-2. And another big strikeout. Dalton Garbers, the cleanup hitter, watches strike 3, and that's going to do it for the Baltic River Dogs in the top of the 7th. So the single does not do any damage. Dalton Garber strikes out to end the inning. That is strikeout number 18 for AP tonight. Wow. Here is the baseball tradition, the 7th inning stretch. All right, as we roll to the Cubs side of the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th coming up here for the Cubs. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up. Lincoln Vasgard, Justin Koffel, and Noah Buss all due up. Our 7th inning brought to us by Hometown Service and Tire, a fantastic repair shop in downtown Brookings. Tim's a big baseball fan. He's got kids in baseball, so he had no problem being a sponsor of the Cubs on Stall's Media for the summertime. Thank you to Tim. A great repair shop for all your tire needs, all your car repair needs, engines. He'll get you back on the road, too. We got 2 good repair shops as sponsors here in Brookings, with GP Auto being our first inning sponsor and Hometown Tire and Service, 7th inning. So Hometown, right downtown Brookings. Right across the street from Cool Beans Coffee. There is a big hit. Lincoln Vasgard to send that to left field, but right at the left fielder, that is Cooper Perry that'll bring that in. So an F7 to start our 7th. The 6th hitter in the lineup coming to the plate, Justin Koffel. For a run rule to be in effect, Koffel's going to swing through that. The Cubs would have to get to 10 runs. That's the run rule in effect after, I believe, after the 5th inning. It's 15 after 5 and then 10 after 6, I think, if I remember right. So an 8-0 lead. If the Cubs can bring 2 across, and Justin Koffel is going to send that right up the middle. Good pickup by the second baseman. Koffel's going to run it out. Infield single. Good pickup by the second baseman. That's Braxton Allen. Just not strong enough on the throw. Koffel, a speedster as well, gets down the line. Infield single. And with 1 out and a man on first, our catcher, Noah Buss, will come to the plate. So as I was mentioning, to get to the run rule, to get it into effect, the Cubs would have to get 2 across the home plate in this inning to bring it up. There's a single right up the middle. That's a good start for it. Justin Koffel rounding second. He'll move into third base. Noah Buss watching the throw. Ball gets past the shortstop, but the third baseman will pick it up. So now runners on the corners with 1 out. Koffel over to third. Noah Buss with the single. And that'll bring the left fielder, number 4, Tucker Wookie, to the plate. Our acting manager for the evening with Rhett Zielinski and Alec Johnson not here this evening. So Tucker taking over those roles. And he will start with a strike on the outside corner. Consistent all night long. As long as you're consistent, I got no problem with that call. That one's too far out, though. 1-1. So runners on the corners here. Tucker, nice line drive over the glove of third baseman Noah Hammond. An RBI single for Tucker Wookie. Justin Koffel scores on that. The third baseman Noah Hammond jumped up for it just past the glove. So Noah Buss up to second. An RBI single for Tucker Wookie, who's having a nice night at the plate. So now with 1 out and 2 men on, the ninth hitter in lineup, this number 3, Jake Ammon. He'll come to the plate. Cubs need 1 more to end this. There is a runner in scoring position, so if Ammon can get a connection out to the outfield, there it might be. There's a looper into left field that is going to drop for a hit, and it will be Noah Buss. His pinch runner, sorry, I didn't even see that, comes across. It's Logan Anderson that'll score, and the RBI single by Jake Ammon is going to end it. Noah Buss comes across, Wookie to second, and that is going to be a run rule. 10-0 victory for the Brookings Cubs. Arlen Peters, the player of the game for the first game here. HA announcing it on the loudspeakers there. For Arlen Peters, 18 strikeouts on his night. He goes 6 2/3 of perfect baseball before allowing a hit to Cooper Perry, and then gets a strikeout to the cleanup hitter right after that. And it's a 10-0 lead with 2 runs coming across here in the bottom of the 7th. So now what we'll do is we'll take, I don't know how long this break is going to be, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. I think what we'll do is we will probably end this broadcast, clear out the scoreboard, and restart one. But we should be back in about 15 minutes. So we got a little break in between games here. This is the doubleheader tonight. So 2 games here tonight. If the Cubs can win game 2 here tonight, they will advance to a state tournament next weekend in Aberdeen, the first weekend of the state tournament for amateur baseball. Win game number 1. And we'll move to game 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to end this broadcast, okay? So I'll be back with you. Hold on 1 second. So I'm told that this is going to be a 30-minute break. So I will be back on here in about 25 minutes. We got a 7:55 startup for game number 2. Give these guys a rest. Get our pitchers warmed up for game number 2. Hopefully some fans stick around for game number 2. We'll see what happens there. But a great win in game number 1 of the North Division Title Series. The Cubs get game 1 and now can close out the North Division title series with another win here in game number 2. We'll be back in about 25 minutes. So come back with us, everybody. We'll go through the same sponsors. We'll have similar lineups. Cubs, Baltic. Game 2 coming up in 25 minutes.